Hello and welcome to today's video. This time we'll be taking a look through yet another 100 vintage Penguin books. These were from the massive Penguin collection that I bought a few months back. These are main series books, 2,300 to 2,400 from the mid-1960s. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay, starting off with a real great one there. This is, this typifies the 1960s, isn't it? Very funky covers on this Kingsley Amis, who was, you could say, in his prime in the 1960s. That cover design proudly by Alan Aldridge. How fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to doing my Alan Aldridge special video where I pull all the Aldridge covers together and we'll have a look at the great man's work. But that is, that was a great start, wasn't it? Simonon the Mouse. Okay, not such a good condition one, although it is a Simonon. But it has got some sellotape on. There we are. Yeah, he's a little bit worn, this one, so this will be an upgrade. But that's okay. So I'm just filming 100 books today. I'm still rapidly getting everything ready for the Penguin Collectors show and the paperback show at Zardoz. And I've really had to sort of concentrate and make a concerted effort to get everything done in time. But I think we're going to be all right. There we are. Yeah, I'm going to have most of it done, most of it ready, I reckon. This one has also got some tape on. Typical of John Dixon Carr, even in these later releases, it's been heavily read. And because of its black cover, it shows up the slightest little mark, sadly. But that is not uncommon with books which have got black covers, you know, it's just how they are. I did a little tot up and I've got about 40 of these books already in my collection, but potentially then the other 60, if they're all there of course, will be brand new. So really pleased to be getting so many new editions. Sadly, I've long since run out of actual shelf space for all these new books, so once they're being cleaned and processed, they are being boxed back up temporarily until such time as I have a little play around with it. I'm going to be doing some, well, we're hoping, wife and I, to move house in about 2 years' time now. For various reasons, we've put it off for a couple of years, not least of which because, you know, Sam's off to uni and want to see how that goes as well. But also it's going to give me a bit more time to clear some of my other collections, toy collections, because I'd rather clear it out and sell it so that I don't have to move it, you know what I mean? So, but also I will, with the boy moving out and going off to university, it does mean I can use his bedroom for some storage. So I'm not going to put bookcases up, but I am going to store boxes of books in there. So I'm really pleased to be able to get that extra bit of space. So it's sort of in a bit of a flux situation. It's not every day you get so many books come in, and although I've sorted well over 2/3 of them now, it's been a really, you could say it's been a full-on job, particularly when you're doing another job at the same time, and I'm trying to still produce videos for my main channel. So naturally I've had to sort of split myself up a little bit to get all the work done, really, But I'm really pleased with how the collection's turned out. Really pleased, and getting so many books in my collection is just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I've been keeping a list of the books that I needed to upgrade, and also the ones that are actually still missing, and it's not complete. So there will be books that I'll be hunting down, and I'll go through those on my main channel to show where I'm at once the collection's all been done and dusted. But there's still more to come. Hopefully by the time this video goes out, I will have had the original Penguin classics from the collection, of which there's about 250, and maybe a few more after that. So they'll be really nice because I've only got about 20 of those in my collection. It's one of those things I've never really sort of chased. I'm going to give that one a polish. It's something I've never really chased, the Penguin classics. So it will definitely be good to get some of them. Well, hopefully virtually the entire set, bar a handful. This one I think is going to need going to be put on the upgrade list. But I've now done, as you saw last week, I've now done all the Puffin books, which is great, the Puffin story books. There is definitely more to be had, but they're later books which potentially I'm not that interested in, so I may just have to knock it on the head and say that I just don't need them. But it's difficult. And this one's a shame, this has been laminated. I try and steer clear of laminated books if I can, because the lamination always sort of, over time, it just ages and ruins the book. Initially it does a great job and keeps the books clean, but over time it's just awful. So although I shall obviously keep this one in my collection, I shall list it as one that needs an upgrade because it is laminated. Which, when you think about it, wasn't a bad thing to do at the time, because it definitely would protect the book, particularly if it was going to be well thumbed. This one doesn't seem like it's had a lot of use, but there you go. Oh, a later crossword book. We don't often see these later crossword books, and they're just as scarce as the earlier ones, to be honest. Maybe these sort of 60s, 70s ones are even scarcer, because they probably had a less of a print run and were almost certainly disposed of rather than being saved. But we'll take a look anyway. Yeah, I mean, that's in pretty nice condition. That doesn't appear to have had any crosswords done. So I've got to be pleased with that, really, in all honesty. A precocious autobiography. Okay. Certainly loads of books I've never actually seen in the flesh before. I may have seen a little thumbnail of the cover, but not actually the book. So it's really cool to get some books like this. Excellent stuff. And the classic Horse Underwater, Len Deighton. Bit the worse for wear. Very, very common book, so it's one I've already got. But yeah, this one's a little bit the worse for wear. Raymond Hawkey, he was the guy who designed some of the Pan James Bond books in paperback. The Merry Hippo. Yeah, that's all right. Nice modern classic. Yeah, that's nice. The Eighth Circle. Another one I don't recognise. Lovely. Now I'm going to move that pile into the first of 4 stacks and slide that over there. That's the one I want to get polished. Let's crack on. Clock without hands. Oh yeah, I can't see my colours. That's a nice condition one. On the face of it. The anteroom. A very white cover indeed. Okay. This one was quite nice to see. This is by Terry Southern, and he went on under the pseudonym George Gilman to write the Edge books. And I believe The Magic Christian got made into a film later on with Peter Sellers and Ringo Starr. And that itself has its own movie tie-in in Penguin, which is quite nice because both the stars are on the front jacket, and I'd like to get that one in actual fact. Because it's all Beatles related, like Ringo Starr, like Peter Sellers, and I've got virtually everything that Terry Southern ever wrote, so I ought to get that really. But this is nice. I haven't got this one, so this is a real nice addition to that little collection. This is obviously before he wrote any of the Edge books. They were to come a little bit later, about 8 years later, in fact. Henry Cecil, this is the chap who does like the law books on court and things like that. Not really a fan, but evidently very, very popular in his day. It's a bit worn, that one. Hopefully I've already got it. Life with Sonia. Yeah, nice apart from the name inside. That was a lovely, lovely copy of that one. I have got this one. This is really nice. Probably not in this beautiful condition though. Lovely. There's a big one here. Oh, The Roots of Evil. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, looks like a very interesting non-fiction one. Now this is the 8th. This has got the name the date 8th of March 1980, and it also says Cheltenham. So I'm assuming this is one of the latest dated ones that I can see. There wasn't much past 1980, I don't think. So yeah, quite nice to see that. And that's in tip-top condition as well. Very nice. Excellent stuff. Another modern classic, a Herman Hesse Steppenwolf, which I don't think I've got. That's always good to get modern classics added to the collection. They are amongst my favourite Penguins, particularly the early ones. And I think the list today is great. Now look at this beast. Look at that. How cool is that? Look at this condition of it. Very, very nice indeed, that. Wow. That's a beauty. And when you get a big book like this in such great condition, well, that's how you want them. That is a real collector's copy, that. 30p, what a bargain. What a bargain. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, 1965, that's where we're at the moment. Mid-60s. Yeah, it's a bit worn, that one. But there you go. A wolf adventuring. Look at that. A shame about the sixpence on the front. Yeah, he's look at that, it's just coming away. I thought it felt a little bit loose. Right, need to get some glue in there. Well, we haven't used the glue today, so let's see how easily it comes out, if at all. Might need to spend 10 minutes. Oh no, we're off it. We're in business already, so that's good news. Right, let's get some in here then. There we are. We're squeezing it down a bit. That should be enough. There we are. Yeah, that's fine. Take off the little bobble off the top here, so it doesn't seal itself in, which is what they tend to do. A high wire. This is another one which is a bit beaten up, sadly. So, but I don't mind. You know, I'd rather have a copy and then pop it on the upgrade list than not have one at all, unless it's an absolute dog. And in this collection, there's only been 2 that I've deemed fit straight for the bin, not even worth keeping in the slightest way. And this is one of them. You know, that will just be an upgrade. It's not going to be in the bin. This is just an upgrade. Here's another book to rest on there. Yeah, so that'll be an upgrade. Now, what about this Simonon? Yet another Simonon. Definitely one I haven't got. Yeah, see this, because of its black cover again, it's showing its signs, but the spine's not too bad. It's borderline upgrade. I think I'll probably just let this one go for now. And I won't have it listed as one that I really want to upgrade, because it's not that bad. It's not perfect by any means, but, you know, sometimes you just have to accept a slightly lower grade. Let's get these out of the way. Right. This one's a bit beaten up. David's Story. Double tapage on this one, sadly. Yeah, he's a bit beaten up. Not ideal. It will give it a polish as well, in the hope that it livens it up a little bit. Right, Andre Gide. Another modern classic that I don't actually recognise, which is good news because it means I probably haven't got it. Lovely. Ticket of Leave, another Simon I don't recognise. Tiny bit of tape down the bottom. I think I'm going to pop this one in the polish pile. I think eventually I will go back and I'll polish all these books, because where I'm at now, before I bought this big collection, I wasn't this far up in cleaning my existing Penguin books. So they'll all come back and have another once over at some point. This is a crime one, which is also really beaten up as well, sadly. This is going to need an upgrade as well. Lovely. Trial by Sasswood. Yeah, this has got a few little marks on it. Thought that was tape at the top, but it's not. It's just something that's dried on the cover. Yeah, I'm gonna give that some polish in a minute. Yeah, I'll pop that in the to be polished pile. See how we get on. Ed McBain. Usually the Ed McBains have been a bit beaten up in this collection, because I think they've been read quite a bit. This one's one of the exceptions. It's not too bad. I've been able to upgrade a couple of my Ed McBains, but not many. And he is an author I actually collect, but that's a pretty nice condition one. So that's a nice one to see. More Than Human, a bit of science fiction. One I don't think I've got. Once again, a few signs of dust in that, so we give that a polish. This one I'm pretty sure I have got, but it looks fairly low grade, sadly. So yeah, a bit of a filler only, that one, sadly, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure I've got it. Another one of the Henry Cecil Court books. This one's a really low grade, so this will be an upgrade. Very, very easy to get your hands on these. I think they sold really well, but have possibly no interest in this day and age, you know? Not like a book of fiction might have, for example, you know? So I think consequently they are cheap to pick up. That's actually got, look at that, when it's missing like that, that is it. So that's where I draw the line. Look at it. Hammered condition, and it's not complete because one of the pages is hammered. So that means it's not in the collection. It's not going to be anything. It's not worth anything to anybody. So it will go on my wanted list if I haven't already got one, which I think I have anyway. So we're not going to worry about that one. That is in the bin with that. Yeah, I draw the line when there's pages of the book actually missing, you know. Even if it's one I haven't got. Inside Robert Robinson. Robert Robertson did the quiz show, didn't he? In the 70s, at least. Ask the Family, that's what it was. Ask the Family. But he was a writer and broadcaster as well. I remember it being really nice, a really good sort of personality, you know. The Death's Head, Arthur Wise. This one's got some tape on the bottom. Certainly less and less of the books have got Alan's date and place of purchase inside, which suits me, you know, because they're quite fiddly to rub out. There we are, The Death's Head, Wellington Road. Never heard of it. Nice copy though, so we won't complain. Brief Candles, Aldous Huxley. Cool. Very late for a Huxley, isn't it? In Penguin, that is. Lovely. It's okay. It's a clean copy. Poor Gallico. Trial by Terror. And some of these definitely do need a bit of a polish, but this one is absolutely fine. It doesn't need a polish like right now. That's beautiful. That's a nice copy of that. I do actually have a really nice copy of this one anyway, but this is a particularly high grade one for J.G. Ballard. Very, very collectible. These original editions tend to be about, well, 15 to 20 pounds. I've seen The Drowned World even dearer than that, about 30, in tip-top shape, you know. But yeah, this one I do already own a copy. But being Ballard, it's good. I shall still compare it against my own one, but I'm pretty sure my own one is even minter than this, believe it or not. There we are. Very nice indeed. I think what we'll do, we'll just whack these piles up a little bit higher. Give us a little bit more room. There we are. Right, The Unknown Citizen, Tony Parker. It's a book about a prisoner of some sort. £9p is what it says. Nice. The Nun of Monza. Have you ever seen that one before? Never seen that. Company She Keeps. It's a very psychedelic 60s cover. Yeah, Alan Aldridge again. They are brilliant, aren't they? I think I do have this one already, so that's cool. Got to admit, he really did leave a mark, didn't he, in the 1960s? The same as David Pelham did in the 70s, really. They were just so ahead of their time and influential, you know. Just incredible, really. Yeah, that's okay. The crack up F. Scott Fitzgerald. Looking a little dusty on the fronts here, front and back, so this is another candidate for a polish before we pop it into the collection. Yeah, he's okay, he's just a little bit worn, so we'll give that a polish. The Queen's, and that also needs a polish, a bit of like the old white spirit that we've seen before in the past on these. At least books from this period are all laminated, so they do make it easier to give them a bit of a clean. Yeah, that's all right. Just needs that bit of polish on there, so that's easily done. That's Spike Milligan, Pacoon. This is a big seller in its day, wasn't it? I think I've got a Spike Milligan box set. I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure I have. I didn't check the number in because I think it must have some of his later stuff in. So we'll might need to double check that when I get to popping these on the computer and seeing what's what. That's a minter, that. A Night of Errors. Michael Innes. This one has just got a bit of sticker on the front. So we'll do the rest of it first. Oh dear. Let's see what I mean about them being in an awkward spot. Right, that's a shame that. Anyway, what I'm going to do, is there anything in the front here? No. I get my polish and I'm going to pop a bit on there. I'm just going to dab it in place. And we'll just give that a bit of time to soak in and see how we get on. See if we can dislodge that a little bit. John Hershey, yep, covered by Alan Aldridge, another interesting one. John Hershey, of course, famously wrote Hiroshima, one of my favourite vintage penguins. Big 10p. Yeah, that's all right. I'm going to give it a polish as well because of that black cover. I think it'll probably help. This one's a little bit the worse for wear. Yeah, very grubby, this one. Sadly, it's really looking quite rough, isn't it? Yeah, not great, but I don't think there's anything we can do with that at all, even if we were to polish it. Well, I will give it a polish. We'll just see. We'll just have a little see. Now, how's this sticker doing? Right. Just seeing if it's going to enable me to scrape that off or not. Need to get down real close on it. And to be honest, it's not going to move that. It's so set in its ways. It's just going to be, it is what it is. So we're just going to leave that one. I don't want to make it worse, you know. Flamingo Feather, Lawrence van der Post. Another one looking a little bit rough. It seems they're either, worn and read, like this has been read a couple of times, or they're in absolutely tip-top shape, These 60s ones. This is the worn and read side of things. This has been read a few times, or at least once. But you wonder how easy it would be to get some of these today in really nice sort of unread condition. It might be quite the ask, Of course, I could always go along the Dorset Bob route, where he won't let a book into his collection unless it's in absolutely tip-top condition. He collects the Badger Science Fiction and Supernatural, and there's one book he needs, and the book has turned up a few times in that run, but he won't take it unless he finds an absolutely, pristine unread one, and then he'll finally add that one to the collection. Quite funny, really. Whereas I am the other way. I'll, as long as it's complete and not, in risk of infecting the books around it, then generally speaking, even if it's in low grade, I'll keep it until a better one comes along. Because I've always had the mentality that you just don't know when another one's going to come your way with some of this stuff, Although that sort of thing has changed with the internet. Right, a box set. I don't think I've got this one. It's another one which has been taped up. So let's get the tape off first if we can, and then we'll see if we can save it. I can't imagine it's an expensive box set to put your hands on these days. Get the books out first of all, because the tape goes all the way down. Look at that. Ugh. There we are. So that's all the tape off, I think. Yeah. Right. So you can see where it needs to be sort of re-glued there, like that, and pushed in, and a little bit along the top. So that is going to be our job. So let's see. It's very, very difficult to when the glue's sealed up on me. That's really annoying. Can we? Is it going to come out? Here we are. Right. Yeah, not exactly easy to get the glue down there. So I'm going to generously put it on here and then squidge it down with the screwdriver in a minute. Right, so I've got my screwdriver here, and I'm just going to use that to squidge the glue down a bit further into the really edge of where it's torn, with the hope that that's going to get most of it nicely glued in. So there we go. Inside, yeah, it's looking good. It's coming together. Yep, looking very good indeed. It just needs to sort of set now, doesn't it? The inside's done okay. Now you can't see any of this, so the inside is done okay, but the top is still a little bit like it's going to pop off, So I'm just holding it down a bit longer. Yeah, I think that's all right. Now, if I look at the actual books here, we'll just make sure that these are all groovy. And I think the best plan is to put them Yeah, these are all, it's like mint and red, aren't they? The best plan is to put these back into the box set, so the box set itself retains its shape. I mean, they're really top grade copies. If I just they were a little bit dusty, so what we want to do is put one like in there. This is actually the first one in the series, so that needs to go in that side, and then that one over there like that. And the actual corner's got something to rest against now. I think I might need a bit more glue in there. While I'm here, I do the now the books are back in it, I can take off the price like so. Now I'm going to get a tiny bit more glue just in the bit there where it's starting to come away, just a tiny bit. Not forgetting, as we've said before, that this glue dries completely clear, so you can't see it when it's done. But I think it just needs that extra bit in there. So I shall just keep this here for about a minute or so, 2 minutes, and I shall make a little cut here, and we'll get on with the rest of the books as soon as this is set, as it were. All right, another crossword book, the Sunday Telegraph crossword puzzle book. And while we've been in here, it was a beautiful morning, and now the heavens have decided to open, unfortunately. So, typical August day. We've had a really rotten August this year. Been very, very wet, but the reservoirs needed the rain, so we can't really complain. Journey into Russia. Look at the big circles on there. They're from coffee mugs or something. So we'll give this one a polish in a sec. Yeah, that needs a good polish. Answer from Limbo, Brian Moore. Got a Mel Cammon cover. There we are. Yeah, a few little pen marks, but generally a nice copy. John Bowen storyboard. I think I've got this one. Hard to remember sometimes. Yeah, nice copy of that one. The Centaur, John Updike. Another Alan Aldridge cover. It's nice that they gave the designers and cover artists credit. Really good touch, that. Okay, that's nice. Eye of the Needle, Thomas Walsh. Might need just a very slight polish on that one. Hungry Hill, Daphne du Maurier. Yeah, this has got a cover by Frattini. I've got a friend in Australia who's compiling a book on this particular cover artist, and he said if I came across any spare to grab them. But this is the first one I've ever had of this. I haven't got a copy of this already, but it is by the cover artist in question, so I can always give him a scan of it. But yeah, he's pulling together an incredible collection of books by that particular cover artist. Just wondering, I might give that a polish as well. Ashes and Diamonds. Yeah, a little bit the worse for wear, but you know, yeah, that needs a polish as well. And even then, it's probably going to be an upgrade. 2 Stories in a Memory. Yep, that's all right. 2 Cheers for Democracy, the Enforcer. Shame this is all worn. This is an upgrade copy. That's a shame, because that might be tricky to get. And it's one I haven't got. I don't think I've even seen a copy before, so I'm definitely going to keep it, being a Forster title. But you can imagine that's the sort of one that's going to be expensive to replace, unless you get really lucky and find one in the wild. I don't think I've ever seen it before. So yeah, a bit of a shame. But I knew that the collection was going to be, you know, a little bit, not hit or miss, but not everything was going to be mint. I mean, it's just the way of any sort of collection, really. You know, you're going to have some good ones and bad. John Updike. So at least I get to keep the best of my own collection and the best of the new collection. And the rest I can all move on. There we are. Yeah, a bit the worse for wear, that one, sadly. It just is. I'll give it a polish, but I don't think we're going to be able to do much with that. The Saint and Other Stories. Well, I'm sure it's not the Saint that we know of. Simon Templar Saint, it's not that. Yes, this is another bad one, sadly. So I shall give that a polish as well. Try and get it looking a bit better. Listen to Danger. Yeah, he's alright, a little bit grubby, but it is what it is. Picture of Our Time. Yeah, another one with a little bit of sticker residue. It's coming off, actually, this one. Without any need for any polish. Okay, I think we'll give that a polish as well. Not too many A formats to go. Madame's and Monsieur's Volume 6. We've seen all of these, haven't we? In recent weeks, we've seen the whole lot. That's fine. With a Strange Device, another science fiction one. Yep, very nice. Nice copy of that. I do have a nice copy of that, but it's nice to have another one. Fate of the Malice. Lovely. And we've got the 10B inside. That should be very nice. Yes, another beaten up Ed McBain. I think my copy's better than this. Nice to have, but beaten up. Bookmark in there of some sort of receipt. This old series again. Not a fan, as you know. It's got some underlining in it. Interesting. Something for nothing. Yeah, that's alright. Needs a polish. It feels a little bit sort of dusty in the hands, you know. So we've got quite a bit to polish there. Another Simonon. This one looks in quite nice condition for an all black cover. Pleased with that. Yeah, this is a nice one. This is what, you know, I aspire them all to be like, really, but just hard to find in this condition. Yeah, that's nice. Last A format. It's science fiction again. Has it got tape on? I think it's had tape on. It's been removed already. So it looks like it just needs a bit of a polish. Yeah, just to give it a bit of a polish. So let's round these other A formats up and pop them into the 3 piles. Now, we do also have some B format, and quite a pile of them actually, so we'll work our way through. One of my favourite B formats, the Penguin Heath Robinson. Really like this one. This one's also a bit dusty, so I'm going to give this one a polish. I really like Heath Robinson. His crazy contraption cartoons are great. Really nice. But yeah, it needs a little polish. I'll pop that over there. Very pleased to get an upgrade of this one. My copy's got a blotch on the spine where when my son was young, in his high chair, he managed to get some Weetabix over a splodge of my Penguin books, and this was one of the books that got splattered. So very pleased to get that, and I shall give the old one to my friend Andy, because he's a big Private Eye fan. Yeah, that's really nice, that one. Another good one. I've got 2 copies of this already. Tutankhamun. I think it's a combination of the Howard Carter books that came out in 3 volumes at the well over 100 years ago now. Really great book. Look at it. Fantastic. Yeah, really amazing. An amazing B format book, this one. Very nice. As I said, I've already got that one, but still nice to have. Teacher, this one I haven't got. Yeah, not even seen that one before. It's another interesting B format. Lovely, yeah, very pleased with that. Indeed, that's nice. And then we got this one on Picasso, which I also have as well, but needs a polish. So that needs a polish as well. Just want to take a moment. And then the last one I haven't got. Drivers, Wild, Wilder, and Wildest. Never heard of it. Not heard of this one before. Brilliant. Oh, gluing is required. Awooga. Here we go. There we are. So that's all the books. So I think what we'll do, we'll round up the B formats first, brush them and polish them. Right. That's that one glued. So these were okay. didn't need a polish, these ones. Bit of glue coming out the top of the spine on that from where I glued it. Right, so let's just give these a brush a minute. Okay. And then these ones here, these needed a polish. But what we'll do, these also needed a polish, so we'll give these the brush first and then the polish, I think. Bit too much there. Right, so let's give these the old Mr. Sheen treatment, because that's what they need. Right, we'll just give these 2B formats a clean. I get a clean bit of cloth here, which will be that corner there. Lovely, so that's the B formats all done. And we'll start on these bad boys. And it will make some difference, of course, but it won't make a massive difference. On some of these, they're just, stopping them being really, really awful. It's often quite difficult on film to see the difference that it makes, but believe me, it does make a difference. Yeah, it was absolutely lovely when I came out to the studio, the door wide open. I was like airing the place out, because it was the smell of books in here you just would not believe. I tell you, it is, you could say, intoxicating. But I've been at work for a few days, so I didn't have chance. I've not had chance to do much filming or anything, or any book cleaning at all. So I just needed to air the place out, which I did, and it was lovely. And sat outside, nice bit of sun, and literally an hour or so later, it's raining, quite heavy rain. So I don't know. It's just not what the doctor ordered in August, is it? Not on at all. cleaned up quite nicely, all things considered. Look at the dirt we've got off those books so far. Another big couple of rings on there. Try and find clean a bit of cloth. In the vain hope that we get some coffee stains, some coffee circles off there. Still left a bit of a mark, but better than what it was. Oh, look, they've come back. Look at that. Whatever it was no good. Let's give it a little bit more targeted. That's a shame, because if this polish had got those marks off, it would have been fine, but it looks like they're so deep. It's not taking them off. Yeah, they're coming back. As the cover's drying out, the marks are coming back. So, sadly, that's I've not done too well on that one. But that's sometimes the way. We don't know what was spilt on it, do we? So I'll keep it because it's still fine, but I just pop it on the upgrade list. Thankfully, none of the books from this period we're not going to have any trouble finding replacement copies of, because they're not quite as old. Then there's not so many people looking to buy books from this period, so it's absolutely fine. You know, there will be copies out there to pick up. And even these lower grade ones I can move on to other collectors cheap, you know, £1 a book or something. That was very, very dirty, that one. Couple more. And this last one here, which was quite dirty. Alright, So those have all been done. They've been brushed and they've been polished. Now we've just got the other 3 piles to get brushed. Right. Shouldn't take us long to do these. So yet another 100 down. And what was this? Yeah, this is all the way up to 2,400. So we've got, theoretically, we've got to 3,200. So, but I'm hoping to get up to number 3,000 done, ideally before the shows. It's going to be a tall order. It's as simple as that. It's just how it is. But all I can do is my best. As per usual, I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of these great books today. Certainly there has been some really nice ones. Once again, some great science fiction, some very cool Alan Aldridge covers, which I'm very pleased to get. If you have enjoyed the video, do please, of course, give it that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you've not already. It costs not a penny, but it does help the channel out a bit. If you want to help even more, you can on my other channel. In fact, you can on this one. You can leave a super thanks. On the other channel, you can join channel memberships. You can also support me over on Patreon. Patreon.com JulesBurt, which is probably the best way to support me. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today, and I shall look forward to seeing you again very soon. In fact, in 7 days. Cool, I'll dust off that one with another video. Bye.